Boom, 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 boom. Boo-doo-doo. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Doom, boom, doom, doom. What up, everyone? Boom, 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 boom. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Boom, 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 boom. Just getting set up. About to put everything in the Discord. Get everything situated. Don't act like I never told ya. Hold on, let me just copy and paste this in here. Boom. Don't act like I never told ya. Hey, hey. What up, what up? Please smash the like button. Let them know because we're going to get through this. We're going to get through these things, man. Because we plan for this, right? This is what we do. This is how we do it. Don't act like I never told ya. Pasting this in the Discord. Where is my link? Baby Bubba. Baby Bubba to the biggity B. There we go. Copy. Copy, copy. You know how long I've been on yup. With Prince was on Apollonia. Since OJ had isotoners. Don't act like I never told ya. Don't act like I never told ya. Let me move this over here so y'all can see what I'm doing. I'm doing some things. Don't act like I never told ya. Where is my... I need to be more organized. I apologize. I just need to get this link going, y'all, and then we'll get started. Don't go, shame. Don't go, shame. Don't go, shame. Don't go, shame. Don't. Boom, doom, 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 boom, doom, doom, doom. Hey, boom, doom, 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 boom, doom, doom. Hey, boom, doom, 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 boom, doom, doom. Don't act like doom, 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 doom. All right, I gave everybody some time to get up in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Toxic Hustle. This world is toxic. We try to help you hustle through it. My name is Tragic Jeffrey. I am the Chief Strategy Officer of Toxic Hustle. I plan the situations to deal with market conditions now, to be able to navigate our business through these market climates, because we have to survive them, right? To be a business at the other end of this. Because of my background, I've been blessed to be able to have survived in the good old state of Georgia before the collapse of 2007, 2008. I was already in Georgia and I could feel a bit of the pain, but when you're in an area where people are already like I was already broke, because we came to Georgia to be able to start a production company. And that's how I met my business partner, Ty Durden. That's how I met Johnny Streams, another producer that I work with. And that's kind of how I got into like MySpace and used MySpace to survive, to get Church's chicken. That's how I survived. I survived all Church's chicken, man. Church's chicken. Using a PayPal debit card, because my bank account you had to begin holding a certain amount of money in the account, or your account, basically, they would turn off your account. right? Because holding money for them is a liability because they can't put it to work to earn interest. So you have to hold a certain amount of cash flow when those market conditions change. Now, I lived through when you had to do that and the shift of when you no longer needed to keep money like that in your account. Now, we're about to go through some things. Seriously. So let me scroll on up a little bit so we can first just get through what I've placed. We've all been placing in the Discord, the Musical Geniuses Discord. We're in the Cash Lane room. And we are producers and engineers and MCs, musicians that are looking, in as far as while we're in the cash lane is because we can't be starving artists out on these streets. I've lived with a starving artist. My father was a steel drum player. And I saw what happens when you do not control your intellectual property. When you're not really earning with your passions. And what happens when your passions dry up and die with inside you, when depression, when we have to really deal with mental health, especially as Black men. I mean, we've got to deal with the mental health. We've got to deal with the feeling of lack and the weakness to not even feel the strength that you can do anything to change it. And it's especially hard if you lose your job. It's especially hard when you're a provider for your family. Or you're trying to be a provider for your family, but how society already has a propensity to look at us and how we even look at ourselves because we hate on us more than they can hate on us. We smash on each other harder than they can smash on us. And hence why we're more terrified of ourselves than we really are of them. But that has to change. We can't worry about somebody burning down our cities. They're already burning them down. They've already burnt them down. Now it's about how do we all survive the fact that we've let idiots helm the ship. Look, we already know we're living unum sanctum. We already know that this United States is the hugest Ponzi scheme on the planet as far as financially. We all know this. This is not if you look at if you look at what we talk about in the cash lane room, like life insurance, he said deaths up 40% amongst those 18 to 64. The fact there's no parachute, nobody has savings anymore. When Bitcoin did not go to 100,000, which was what we were talking about in the cash lane room near the summertime when we were dealing with the China dip. Let me pull up the charts. Let's go ahead and just jump over to a chart because it's important for us to understand some things. Back here is when we were dealing with the China FUD. And I came back into the markets right around here. So this is Elon Musk flooding out the market. And then this is China shutting down and basically shutting off everything, right? So this is these two dip positions right here. And then in this zone is when I came back. So right around May-ish, June-ish time frame, and when we had this little bit more dip, I came back and I told everybody on a video about this dip that was going to be impending. And then I started mapping out the major dip points based off the trend because Bitcoin hits different. Hits different. Hits different. Hits different. It does. It doesn't matter how we want to feel about it. It doesn't matter. These colors are the patterns that I mapped out. If you can see a color pattern over and over again, don't be cute and clamorous. Smash the like button. share this with somebody and understand I've been saying this since June. I told my lady, I was like, look, I'm doing this for a reason. And I'm not looking to get paid. There's no course. There's nothing for you to buy. This is important because I need you to understand I have no alternative measures this year. Like, yo, if I wanted to earn some quote unquote money from y'all, I'll have to wait till 2025 when when the halvening cycle is in full swing and y'all are in profitability. Because I've been telling y'all, if you've been listening to me, if you don't, go back. The track record is there from all the videos I've been putting out. Yes, I talk a lot because there's a lot for you to digest because I'm dumping my brain on the internet. I'm dumping every strategy I lived so that you ain't got to live what's coming. I've been through this. I lived in New York in the 80s as a kid and saw the destroyed cities. You see my keywords right here? New York, the 80s, buildings, rubble. That's your search engine. Then just go to images. Boom. This was the 80s, y'all. I want you to understand whatever happened before the city looked like it was nuclear destroyed. These buildings had to have been up for quite some time to look like this. Are you serious? I need y'all to understand something. Economies shift underneath your feet fast. If you don't learn from Rome and why Rome fell, if you don't learn from every historic dynasty that collapsed and can't see yourself, then I don't know what to tell you. We have to believe a truth of a narrative, and that is the Trail of Tears led to Tulsa, Oklahoma. And we became financiers, and Black Wall Street was burnt to the ground. We were pushed out of cities, and they fell into ruin. Well, what's happening now? People can't afford to be in cities. And what is happening now? They are falling to ruin. Not trying to be biblical or nothing. I just need people to get their heads right. Stop thinking that this market can only go all the way up. Boom, 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 boom. Nope. It doesn't go all the way up. It can fall fast. And we're going to talk about that today. We're going to deal with some things. Some things, good things. Bye-bye. So when they're telling you certain things in the news now, and they're saying that what's going on in Kazakhstan, I hope I'm saying that properly. I don't want to say names of countries wrong, but if they're saying that that's fluctuating Bitcoin's market price, you can go right to the digits and see, yeah, it's fluctuating, but it's still going up. So that can't be the problem. The numbers are telling a different story. And this does not fall immediately as the market goes down. The miners will turn off and turn on over time. The hash rates can go up as the market falls. That's not an indicator of nothing. We have to look at the macro, our macroeconomic situation that's going on. If we look at the charts, we can see I started getting into this market situation, getting into the economics of things, because Bitcoin was supposed to hit 100,000. And I started telling y'all right around here, we're running out of gas to get to the numbers we needed. And I couldn't understand it because I grow yet. I forgot about it because I forgot that's what happened to me when I was in doing Second Life in 2007. And disposable income dried up. Hence, people started leaving the game, and my inflow of capital went from $500 per month to almost nothing immediately. I felt the digital. I felt that transition immediately, and with the loss of my income from their disposable income. So if disposable income didn't help Second Life, I mean, because it's when you lose disposable income to invest in other things, then you may get rid of your speculative assets as you have to tighten up. And that's exactly what's beginning to happen. So in the Discord, from the last time when we talked about that 2022 brings new BTC insights, because we're using the total market cap as to how we map out this entire market. Let's see. I'm just scrolling through some of the stuff that we've talked about in here. In here, AT&T had talked about how a lot of the infrastructure was going to be in the future. Some of this stuff still hasn't rolled out yet, but it's still a good video for you to watch. Like I said, the Musical Geniuses Discord link is in the description. I also put an audiobook into the chat. You can just scroll up to find it. Peter Lynch, One Up on Wall Street. It's an audiobook. You can listen to it in double time on YouTube. What is Web3? Serious Kid put that out for everyone, and what that means. Just think of it this way. Web3 is nothing more than you control your login, right? So it's a fancy word for user authentication, right? So when they say Web3 and they're giving you some crazy terminology, I want to make it real simple. The cloud, when they said, oh, everything's in the cloud is nothing more than servers that talk to each other, or storage. So Google's in the quote unquote cloud, and you have quote unquote cloud storage. You have nothing more than access to a repository that is storing your data on a machine somewhere, still a machine. They just give it a fancy name. So Web3 is just a fancy name for you get to hold your user authentication. You have the keys to your wallet, nobody else does. Because even if you log into Google, Facebook, they control your identity, and they control all of your content behind that identity control. So if they wanted to boot you off of Facebook, all of the pictures you've uploaded, everything, they control it. You've now lost everything. Web3 is the beginning to say, let's take that control away from them. I want to be able to upload my stuff into this interplanetary file system, right? Decentralized storage. And then I pay for my decentralized storage through staking or whatever. And then I can pay to keep my storage in place, and I can upload my files, but I can control all authorization myself through my keys. So that's Web3. Let's see. I put a link out about Evergrande. I'm telling y'all, the problems with China's Evergrande developer, their real estate developer, and the fact that they're becoming bankrupt or going bankrupt or not paying their debts, they're basically going bankrupt. Like, let's just get to the point. They've fallen out. And like I showed you with the videos with the tofu drag projects, if you put up a piece of real estate, to be an asset, it has to stay up. It has to have people be in it. It has to be rentable. And I showed you videos over and over again at the fact that these buildings are falling to pieces. That can't be an investment. It's not an investment, especially when they're destroying the buildings. We're already in a recession, I believe so as well. A record 4.5 million Americans quit their jobs in November. 4.5 million Americans. They quit their jobs. And a lot of that quitting is the people jumping back and forth between jobs, going to more development jobs or data-driven jobs, more tech sector jobs, blockchain jobs, crypto jobs. Protesters, and this is from January 4th, that protesters are in the streets in China looking for their money. I mean, understand this. Think about it this way. Imagine this. Imagine you put money in a building, right? You get an apartment. You got an apartment in a building downtown, wherever your city is. You've got prime real estate, right? For this new this city. And you're going to get a building. They're going to build this building and you're paying $500,000 or $50,000 or $100,000 for this piece of property, right? Let's just say 100 grand. You pay 100 grand for this piece of property to get into this apartment building. And then you find out you put all your money in and you've been paying down your debts and you taken on loans and leveraged things to be able to do this. And then you find out that they're going to destroy that building and you can't get your money back. We have to deal with the ramifications of greed. And nobody has it right because the system is poisoned from the root. All we can do is navigate the water, though. It's unfortunate. But when a country tells you that you can't invest in the stock market and that to be able to even get married, you have to buy a piece of real estate and offer it as a proof that you're worthy to be married to as a dowry. Like that's, and then if your entire society is based off of real estate and it's collapsing around you, that's not a good thing. Now, I want to show you this picture right here. I did this. This is one of our graphics that we're starting to work on because we're starting to gather data. I told you I've been working in the background, working on an application. Part of that application is what data is important. How do we begin to look at market segments? How do we begin to see the macroeconomics? Because I tell y'all, Bitcoin was supposed to hit 100,000, period. And when it didn't, it signaled a problem in the system. And that's why I started going deep into economy stuff. I'll make pivots fast when I see that I need to be. And I told y'all, all the way through the summertime, the end of November, first week of December, I was going to be out of crypto because that was the tippity top. And sure enough, it pretty much played out that way. I ended up having to get out later because I was trying to hold and buy and sell at 50. And then I told you I warned y'all I'll be out of the market weeks before December. I warned you all through November. And then I said, you know what? I made a whole video and said I'm out. Because I think the underlying crisis that's coming is going to be worse than the last financial crisis because we pushed an oversaturated bowling ball of debt down the road another few years for it to pick up some more velocity and some more steam. This is what caused the 2007-2008 Great Financial Crisis. By September, Lehman Brothers, right, was announcing an expected $3.9 billion loss in its third quarter as well as a near 5.6 billion loss in write-downs of so-called toxic assets, but a different it had boosted its liquidity around 500 billion. If more, so 5-6 billion plus that, right? Right now, we're just going to deal with the $5.6 billion loss. I want y'all to see that we are already at 7 billion and counting. I have shown you over and over again, Charlie Munger believes in China and Alibaba and everything going on there. He believes the hype. Yeah. Boom. Don't believe the hype. Yeah. For real. He does. And I'm not laughing at the dude. I'm just like, yo, he might not be all there for it. Just because you've been winning for a long time doesn't mean you're always going to win. Hubris. In these markets, like, you can control these wins. Man, y'all can't control these wins. Nobody controls the wins of the market. And that Wall Street bets prove that. But like I said, Charlie Munger got a Jones for China. He keeps investing. Keeps believing the hype. Art of work. Yeah, I'm looking sideways. Right? Jamie Dimon apologized. Oh, he's talking about how everybody keeps apologizing to China. Like, everybody keeps, I said, yo, everybody's apologizing. They worried about their money because they already have their digital money going, as Sirius Kid pointed out. Right? On a side note, MLS is starting to hide sold data. Right? Sold data. So if you're looking for real estate properties for the failed and sold properties, you're not going to be able to see that data. There's cities are starting to begin to hide that. The Fed is terrified. Look at the total market cap as to why all crypto is dropping. And I've been sending out these things warning everybody that this was impending. Like, if I go up, we go up. Like, everything that I tell y'all, I try to be upfront. So we're up all the way up here. Let's go back. When I started warning folk that we have problems coming. Here we go. The struggle rally is on. This is December 23rd. Watching BTC, seeing the pump fake. I started putting in my options trades to start shorting the market. This was back in December. When y'all saw me start taking sniper position, I am serious about the market going down. Then we got to do this dude right here. Be looking like MG. He's like the financial MG of the future. You know I had to do it, MG. So as I was saying, if we scroll down, so another thing that you'll see in there, Immersive Audio was asking about whether or not there was any to point in the direction of a YouTuber that talks money, that isn't some thumbnail. I mentally tune out of the preacher cadence and cute clamory. So I sent him a bunch of stuff. So the Maverick of Wall Street is his economic numbers. I've been watching. He's been how I've been following what's going on with the economy and where are there some warning signs in the economy. It's a lot, and it'll take some time. Just repetitive work, like over and over, and listening to each one. You'll start seeing patterns. When you pull up charts yourself, I use TradingView, but when you pull up charts yourself, you'll start seeing these patterns, right? So Maverick of Wall Street to get the economic data as well as some rational investment decisions that they're making. Also, I use J Bravo. I'm beginning to get back into swing trading. I'm going to wait until the market settles down to get back into it. Heresy Financial for economic data. A lot of the stuff that was going on with the ports, and what was going on the macro with shipping during that whole, the ports are full and all the ships are dried out, are stockpiling outside of the ports. This is one of the people that was discussing that at that time, and he was discussing the Fed situation, what was going to happen before it happened, and everything that these guys have been talking about basically happened. This guy handles the bond market, and as I told him, typically bond market signal crashes, tech stocks are crashing, and he's been saying it for months as to why those bubbles were going to crash, basically through the repo market. So you start learning about the repo markets, what they do. It's like they have a language going back and forth, and you start to learn that for how these guys talk about the macroeconomics between the Fed and how the market talks on the bonds market, because the Fed sells bonds. Serious Kid put out some links out about the another game, play to earn gaming, and the Harmony Network. And I told him that I'm not buying anything, or why I haven't worked on the crypto gaming is because I don't feel right now, having learnt the macro of the economics that we're about to go through, me worrying about playing any games is not the move right now. Focusing on earnings, on creating products, services, and subscriptions. Like, that is it. Like, I'm going to do a newsletter once we're making money actually doing things in the newsletter. So if you get the newsletter, you'll be getting insights to the strategies we're using to physically make money. So then you're getting a benefit. We're not just selling you something that isn't something we're doing right now to earn with. So I started yesterday around 8:47 p.m. I put this out. You can see what the price was, and I said that pretty much the next bounce point was going to be I didn't say it here, did I? I said it somewhere. I think it's up top. Boom, 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 boom. Here it is. BTC next bounce point is going to be 41K. And I was warning that back at 43-ish. Right? And that it's going to bounce to 41. And I put out this last night as basically we were one tick under the 200, which is not good on the daily. Right? So I'm on the daily chart on TradingView. And then I have one tick right here under the 200 that was last night forming, which is bad because we're going to be under the 200. And when you're finally officially under the 200, you're going to see a significant drop. The systems are just programmed that way to do it. So it's automatic trading. So I'm just following the robots and seeing what the robots are already going to trade for, because they use these to do their trades. Then you've got the MACD going into the red with more strength. We got 3 ticks into the red here. Pause, but we got a negative Willie, right? With a moving average. We got a negative Willie, and Willie always tells you and signals negative strength immediately. So the minute you see Willie going through and showing negative, and we skipped right over that thing right there, and bang, and we have a divergence, that's bad. That is always going to be a bad sign. So while we're deep on the daily, we're deep into a negative territory, and then we have a negative VIX flaring out. We have basically this double helix, and when a double helix snaps, it's going to cause something to snap either up to the upside or to the downside. And we're seeing it chose to snap to the downside. Snap, snap to the downside. And that's that sharp snappage to the outside on that. That's how this works. Charts are your friend. Trend is your friend to the end. and it's honest with that. Then I have Tom Nash. Tom Nash is very macro as well, but he's an investor. So I check him out to kind of see where he is with how he talks the Fed. He talks crap. He's a big Russian bear, or Ukrainian bear, or Yugoslavian bear, Euro bear. We're just gonna put you in a whole classification because Tom, I don't know where you're from. Then got Economic Ninja. Economic Ninja was one of the people that I started watching because he was talking to truck drivers on the road and explaining to everyone in real time during the whole trucking fiasco what was physically going on the ground, even to the point of what was going on with some of the payment agencies and how those payment agencies were not paying the drivers, and how that was affecting the prices, and that we were going to see price spikes. And then sure enough, a month later, we saw the price spikes in food. So this payroll hack, this is going to be a problem. All of these hacks. But remember, I sent a message out in the Discord warning everybody that the fact that they had just done exercises just like they did for when they had a virus that was going to spread. In 2019, they had a big thing that they did across all these nations. They basically had a simulation of an event. Well, they just had a simulation where 10 countries, and I showed y'all in another video, where 10 countries were planning for cyber attacks. So 2022 seemingly is going to be the year of quote unquote cyber attacks. So where is your money? How are you protecting it? Do not, and I've been warning about these markets. That's why that's why Kanye mug. If y'all don't know what's going on with the picture. Hold on. Where are we? Damn it, Kanye, where are you? There it is. That's why I got Kanye out here. Don't act like I never told ya. You know how long I've been on ya. Since Prince was on Apollonia. Since OJ had isotona. Don't act like I never told ya. Never told ya. Don't act. I warned you that right here is a significant dip point. Bitcoin's going to potentially flip to the downside. I warned you that there is a January dip. If you look at this dark red right here, dark red right there, only because we had a halvening cycle. You can't use that one, but that should have been a down. But we did have some down in there, but not consistent. Down right there, down right there, down right there, down right there. Also notice there's a March, April dip because people are going to cash out their crypto to be able to pay taxes. This is a pocket, y'all. You're pocket watching when you see seasons of Bitcoin. And I explain this to my friends simply. The beginning of the year, institutional investors take out their investments early. They can get their taxes to not have to pay it until the next following year. So now they can sell off some more stuff at the beginning of the year and lock in some profits. Then you've got February, March, because February, March, you're going to have people like myself who's going to pay their taxes and probably going to sell a little bit of assets because I don't want to come out of pocket for that ish. April, you'll start seeing the market go up because people are getting their checks back and are going to dump it back into the market because the market's been shook out for a bit. June, you're going to see a dip right here. May, June, you're going to see a dip because it's summertime. Summertime. People got to go get that vacation money. So they're going to cash out to go on vacation. That's that June, July dippage. September, it's time to go back to school. Where is crypto really started? In the dorm rooms. So when are you going back to school? You're going to do what? Buy computers. What are you going to use? Some of your profits to buy those computers. Dip. Maybe you'll use it to buy some books, dip. So then you've got your November. Y'all already know it's Black Friday time. What's also there? Electronics. You're going to get cheap. What do you need to mine cryptocurrency but electronics? November, dip. Now, notice the timeline on the bottom down here. You can see that a little box pops up. And notice the timeline. I'm showing you the last halvening cycle, the 2017 one, that I always go back to show you correlations, because as long as these patterns keep showing up, they're always going to play to the downside pretty much the same way. January dip, after that halvening cycle, run up, halvening cycle, run up. The crash that happens afterwards is the exhaustion of a whole year of talking about crypto. And it's just how crypto runs. There's a big ramp up because Bitcoin is doing its halvening, where it reduces how much you make in Bitcoin by half. You used to make $25 a Bitcoin or 25 Bitcoin. Now you're down to making 6.25 per block. The next halvening cycle, it gets cut in half again. And that'll be 2024. So when you hear all these economists lining everything up that 2024 things are going to be good, well, it just coincides with Bitcoin, and that's going to guarantee it will be. But I've been watching, and I've been showing y'all that they bullshitting. All the news. You notice I haven't even gone to news yet. I don't need to, because I'm really just here telling y'all this is playing out to the downside. And the second week of January is typically the worst week. I had it at the first week, and I'm thinking hopefully I'm hoping this one doesn't play out as bad as I think it's going to play out, to the downside. But don't look very good, bruh. Don't look very good. Let's look at some of the macro numbers before we look at the stock market. I am using the Fred economic data, the trusted data source since 1991. I'm a Mario. And I want you to look at the personal savings account. We're going to pocket watch, y'all. I told y'all we pocket watch around here. No hopium. We've got to be real with this. And as you can see, 2020, bank accounts went down. Boom, 2021, you can see that's why crypto went up. And then right around May, September, October, we ran out of steam. So November, at the top of the market in November, which now if we look at the chart, I want to give you macro and micro, right? So when we're looking at these charts, we just see charts, right? I'm now using the total market cap of crypto, period. All the crypto, right? We're going to use the total market cap. And what I want you to see is October, the first week of November, it runs out of steam. November, the lowest point. There's no more money, y'all. Macro, this right here. Micro. We look at the charts, we think it's so big, but the chart is just one small thing. And I didn't get it. That's why Bitcoin couldn't hit 100,000. Plain and simple. Be sure to share these freaking videos with a friend and make sure that they know that they needed to be out of these streets since December. Smash that like button. Leave a comment so these algorithms can start sharing it with the tribe and getting it out to people. Because I don't want people losing their homes. I got people, friends, that I put these videos out hoping it reaches them. I put that on everything. Because they don't want to listen to me in just a phone call. And I don't got time to just call no more. So I use these videos not just for the tribe. I use it for my personal friends, that y'all that have been around me since forever, when I still had a whole bunch of black on my head and still had hair. That's why I said there's nothing I'm selling, y'all. Nothing I'm selling. I'm not selling shite. I don't even have enough users on my YouTube channel to earn money from this, so I'm not getting no money from none of this. The hours I spend on here are not for that. I literally am working my business out loud. So you can see how I'm transitioning through all of this wavering in the economy in real time, in real life. No sitting around hubbubbing, having powwow meetings where we can say you can do it while the world falls. Nobody has disposable income for your books and your seminars, homies, homettes. Stop buying information from people. You ain't got the income for that crap and you don't need it. You got YouTube. Real talk. How to trade options. How to get wrecked in options. Let's talk about it. As MG says, I've got homeboys that are leveraged to the gills, man, and I'm screaming at out my soul like, homie, please unleverage yourself, get out of the debt. The minute they raise these interest rates, you're going to get crushed. And then the minute the market tanks, you're going to get doubly crushed. You're going to get wiped out of options in seconds. You can see it all go. So disposable income ended in November and the market has fallen since then. And hopium about a Christmas rally. Where is the money for the Christmas rally? For real. Like that's what I was telling one of my homeboys. I was like, yo, man. He was like, yo, I thought Bitcoin can still get there, man. We can still get there. I was like, no, it can't, man. I want it more than anything else. But y'all see all them videos I put in the Discord. Where is the capital going to come from? Now let's go deeper. Margin debt. People are starting to get offloaded on their margins. When you start seeing margins fall, that doesn't always mean it's a good thing. It could be that they're getting wiped out in their margins. So I'm watching. Broker-dealer margin accounts coming down. They can come down real fast in a crash. Hedge funds, margin to the gills. That's debt. That is variable credit debt. They can call it margin, but margin is credit. Credit has interest rates. Interest rates spike. You get wiped out. You go underwater. Margins get called. Margins get called. People buy. You spike. It falls immediately. You just saw it in December. December 27th, your Christmas rally. People were selling for profits. People were cashing out of the system. Your spike, your dip in December. Boom. That's one that I called right here. January is here. Now, we started looking at the total market cap, and I'm going to put this into the weekly so we can have our weekly numbers, right? And let's zoom out so we can really look at this so that we can look at this and see on our weekly, we're going to break a significant line and look what is already beginning to happen. We're going underneath the 25-day moving average. This is the 50-day moving average. That orange thing peeking up there, that is the 100-day moving average. You're already on the MACD in negative territory. We're already on the Willy in negative territory. The VIX, volatility index, is now peaking on the weekly into negative territory. These are supreme bear flags. Just in the total market cap of crypto. This has nothing to do with one coin. This is all coins. And this is more powerful than Bitcoin. Period. This total market cap controls. And if you look to the over here, you see my total market cap. Even if it's like 0.01 up, you can see that it's down and my shorts are up. You know, I sniped these at 90. I sniped some of these at 99 cents and $1. These are my shorts that I took my positions in. KuCoin. Also, my Ether shorts are up 7%. Bought these at 0.008, 0.009-ish. Estimating to hopefully see this go to $1. But we'll see. It may only get to 50 cents. But I'm still happy with that, having bought it at 0.008. You make money in these markets regardless if they go up or down. No different than when we were on the ports before, 1492. Fall of Granada type beats before, the Trail of Tears type beats. We had commerce. Straight up. Like, this is what we do. But we also have to look at the macroeconomics, and we have to understand the Ponzi scheme that they're playing. But at the end of the day, none of this game does anything to hurt your ability to earn, so long as you know who your client is. Your customer right now is not going to have a lot of disposable income. I can tell you that. Having lived Second Life, that was 2006-ish, 7-ish that I got in there. I got in late, and the economy collapsed. Disposable income for Second Life is not just the fact, and that's a virtual world where I made money, $500 US dollar that was converted to my PayPal account, getting it out of an exchange. So I already understood exchanging exchanging the digital currency to the US dollar. Their digital currency was worth 266 linden to $1 US. So basically I was in a third world country, where my dollar was 300 to 1. So, and I was pulling 300,000 or something dollars in world, or $100,000 in world a month, or some shit like that. $300,000 a month or something. In a linden, 300,000 linden, which converted. RTP, what up, King? So my thing is right now, there is no disposable income. And as I've always told y'all, I don't want y'all to buy ish from me. I told y'all back when Bitcoin was going up and running, I told y'all straight up, I want y'all to invest in my crazy ideas in in the future. And I'm shooting my shot for 2025. But we're going to have a long walk to go through to get there. We're going to be staking stable coins. We're going to be mining certain cryptocurrencies. We're going to be mining principalities of the air, assets of air. That's going to be helium miners. It's right there in the book. I'm not here to be scriptural. I'm just trying to say, hey, if the Bible is a blueprint, learn from it. And the Bible is a blueprint. If y'all don't believe me, I learned it when I was working for Citibank. I was programming. I was a web designer learning to program. And then one day, all the stuff that I learned in Bible school and Bible study hit me. Let he who have understanding know the number of the beast is the number of man, and that number is 666. New. I want to show you something. This is not spooky shit. This is just digital stratagem. I have to do business, and part of our knowledge, right? Our books kind of tell us stuff because we're in this nexus where it's like we're in the center of a void that we're seeing the truth and being the truth, right? So look, it's 666 CHMOD Unix. I've done this a million times. I know y'all are going to be tired of it, but I need to do it because a lot of people don't see it. So 666, boom. This is a super user, right? This is a superuser.com. And this is how you control Unix machines or Linux machines. Linux is all over the world now. The internet runs on Linux. Apple is using Unix on the back end, which is a form of Linux. Android is Unix or a form of Linux. And Windows 11 has Windows subsystem Linux running basically Linux. you're going to be able to run Android on that. So I'm not trying to be cute and glamorous. I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to do no Bible thumping. I'm just showing you that scripture is kind of just playing itself out, whether we like it or not. Let he who have ears understand what's being said to the churches. Know what your temple is, right? That's what Yeshua was trying to show us. So look, 666 means that all users can read or write, but can't execute a file or folder. Change mod 777 allows the actions of all users. Okay, so what does this mean? If I write a guest book back in the day, which is where you can leave a message. So think like leaving a comment on Facebook was originally just a guest book, right? But to have anybody write and leave something before we use databases, we used to put text files on the server, and then your HTML just read the text file. And that's how you made a guest book. So it was really a piece or a file on the machine that would read the information. Now, if I wanted to have an admin area so I could change the colors from one location, I would make a configuration file. That file I didn't want anybody to write to, so I changed the modifications or changed and modified the permissions to that file, the configuration file, to 666. Boom. Then we do this. Again, no spooky shit. 6th letter of the Hebrew alphabet is a Wah. Let me take the TH out because it wants to be cute. There we go. 6th letter Hebrew alphabet, W or W, 6. So www, World Wide Web. Let he who have understanding understand the mark of the beast, and that is the number of man, and that number is 606 score and 6. You will not be able to buy nor sell without the mark, Dutch mark, money of the machine, beast. Will we be able to buy or sell without interacting with an internet that's connected to a machine that's storing your data? No. Okay, so we can move on now that we know where we're moving to. Right? Oh, you're going to have it in your head or in your hand? Your hand holds what? Your phone. Right? Your hand holds a phone that's connected to the internet in real time. And Elon Musk Neuralink is going to put it inside your head. So now that we're done with what the book told us, understand commerce through this transition. This is coming regardless if you want to believe in scripture or not. It doesn't care. It never did. For we do not wrestle against flesh, but principalities in the air. Elon Musk is doing what? Elon. Satellite. In the news, because it almost hit China. Yep, near misses in quote-unquote space. Principalities, rockets, sending assets in the air. Dun, 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 dun. So, I say all that so that you can understand that if I understand that we're dealing with machinery and digital commerce and digital revenue. Oh, and the last bit of it was, for they will wish for death, but death will not come for them. When you upload yourself to the system and you're locked behind a firewall, how will you get out? You won't get out. You'll wish for death and death won't come for you. So we'll just deal with that. So we're dealing with a digital construct that's coming. Oh, and Yeshua came to show you what the temple was. Destroy this temple and it'll be resurrected type beats, right? So just for you to understand what a temple was, because remember, the beast is going to rise and it's going to be inside the temple of man, proclaiming itself, inside the temple of God, proclaiming itself God, right? It's going to be inside the temple of God, proclaiming itself God. So this way we all get caught up real fast, like, so that we understand why I am watching AI as much as I'm watching it. When I tell you I watch Cardano, it's because of Sophia has citizenship in Saudi Arabia. Sophia is an artificial, quote unquote, artificial intelligence. Just say a machine learning algorithm is on the blockchain and has been watching the internet and interacting with it and doing things. She makes her own NFTs. She's doing her own art. She's making her own music. Oh, she's also becoming a nurse. iRobot type beats. Nurse, Grace, robot. To go into nursing homes and all that other stuff. Healthcare, meet Grace. Same. Her in the same. So when I talk and I'm telling you that crap, I'm doing it because I'm doing it from a business perspective. Yes, I understand what I just gave you and the religious implications of what I gave you. But I also know we have to give unto Caesar what Caesar's. That means we have to survive to give him his taxes. How do you give taxes? You have to earn revenue. You have to buy assets, especially if you have to hedge against inflation. Because inflation, the numbers, well, their numbers ain't adding up. These numbers ain't adding up. We'll go back to the inflation numbers and we go into where I'm at. I'm in shadow stats and we go to the inflation numbers and there are multiple books. There are books for the 1990 stats of where it's supposed to be. Inflation is 10%, not their 6.8%. And if we use year-to-year change, the 1980 based version or alternative, we're closer to 15%, not the 6% that they're talking about. So they are hiding the numbers. They're cooking the books. Yes. She's not even harvesting skills. She's data. So she can be on the back end doing work. And since she's doing service work, or since she's an algorithm to somebody's database, or maybe she's running somebody's financial instrument, or maybe she's behind the scenes on somebody's trading software, or maybe she's generating NFTs, or maybe, you see what I'm saying? And because she's doing that, she's able to do work and have provable work on a blockchain. That's all this is that robots are going to show and have a ledger to do provable work and get paid for the work that they do. So Flippy the robot will be on the blockchain registering the work. And if a franchise wants to have people invest in their franchise, they will buy into the franchise to get access to their access to robot expansion. So traders will be buying, you, me, and everybody else will be buying these assets based off the fact that we either are going to invest in our own loss of jobs or watch the loss of our jobs. Real talk. Like, what other choice we got, right? We're either going to be a part of the problem or watch it all blow up and then be blown up with it with no life vest. So I can't put 100% of my money in gold. I can't put my 100% of my money in silver. I can't. What are you going to take? Not you personally, RTP. But how am I going to go to the store? Is Piggly Wiggly going to take silver? That's how I have to think. Or we really think we're going to start growing crops on these streets? Or is it the fact that probably what's going to end up happening is these empty buildings are going to become farms? So instead of investing in malls or prisons, maybe we're investing in aquaculture farming that has solar panels on the roof and wind panels to be able to channel wind energy with a 360 helix wind array. Like I showed you, the wind walls. and then you are using that to generate energy to mine with a cryptocurrency your robotic algorithms that are managing your robotic hydroponic farms. Like we know this is coming here. Robot farming, aqua farming, right? News. There we go. Come on, man. Really? I hate them. I hate you. I hate you. Hold on. Let's look at images because that might help me. Boom, 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 boom. Indoor farming. Hold on. Robot indoor. Let's just do that. Let's not make a hard thing hard. Here you go. Bow. Bow, 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 bow. See what I'm saying? Old Walmarts, old malls. That there's a lot of real estate that's gonna go to the wayside, y'all. And what I'm looking at is, if you're in let's talk about some hustles, right? Because I like sharing hustle with y'all. I'm not in a position financially to do half of this shit. So if y'all are, well, shit, y'all got a jump start on me, right? So a perfect example is I feel like over the next few months, as people get underwater with interest rates, real estate's going to fall in prices because it can never hold up. And they're going to have to print money at some point and the Fed's going to reverse, but not until it shakes out the market. So once the market kind of gets shaken out, real estate prices will fall. And I'm going to lose some money on some properties. So I'm in this. Again, I got skin in the game, but I'm like, maybe I can hold through. Do I want to rush that right now? I'm not worrying about that because right now I got to look at, there's going to be real estate opportunities. I've got to get my earning up. And once I can get my earnings up digitally, which will be royalties, which will be licensing agreements for web series to get my music on web series, expanding into games and expanding into the gaming culture of streamers to get my music circulating through that whole library of people, digital asset, and flip it into physical ones, right? Hardware or buildings. And with those buildings, what can I do? Hydroponic farming. If you're in an area where you've got legalized marijuana and you can get through that whole, licensing and all that stuff, you can do indoor farming for that. These buildings are going to need to do stuff. And people can't afford to live in them. And these businesses scaled out too fast. That's analog. Analog is dead. Period. Ask Circuit City. Ask Crazy Eddie. Ask the real estate companies. Ask taxi drivers that are losing to Uber and Lyft. Ask the hotel industry dealing with Airbnb. Ask Blockbuster and with Netflix. Ask the regular cable networks who all had to become Netflix. Every cable company had to become Netflix. They had to start licensing and becoming Netflix and streaming. They had to go to a streaming model. Look at the cable boxes disappearing to streaming boxes that you can build yourself if you have a Raspberry Pi stick. Using an Android TV open source code and putting it on that Raspberry Pi and using it as an Android damn TV. Boom. Especially if it has HDMI, you just plug it into your damn television. Do you see how even hardware is going to get screwed in this game? What happens when we go to cloud gaming and you don't even need a whole machine? You just need enough of an operating system to connect to the cloud because the game runs faster in the cloud anyway, because of some new tunneling algorithm. We have to understand that everything we know physically has changed because they don't know what to do with the fact that what I told all of my friends back years ago was it doesn't make sense to commute to a computer? Why am I driving an hour to go to a computer that's slower than my computer at home? My internet, I have business grade internet and I'm the only one on it. It's faster than the whole building in the stupid network. And then I got to deal with everybody bothering me all day with their whatever questions they want to ask me. Meetings I got to be pulled into every 5 damn seconds. So the minute I ever walked into a corporate building or a Fortune 500 company, just because of me working with WordPress and doing things outside the norms and working with freelancing and getting stuff to clients that were doing music and people and artists and magazines that were starting up that just needed a content management system put up for them, and I could do the design for that, I charge them $400 here, or as the money got real tight, $100 damn dollars. Shit, even if it's $100 a week, that's $400 a month. You see what you got to do to survive? You got to trim the fat, eat at home, and ride out your bills. Make sure that your energy costs are stretched out over months. Like, go ahead and don't just be paying monthly on that ish. Go ahead and get them to give you a plan over time. If you're in debt right now, it's time to trim it up. If you're in options and you're leveraged to the gilt, get out. If you have profits, please, for the love of everything, get your profits. This no bueno. So, as I told you with the S&P 500, right? If you look at the Russell is playing around. It's already under on the 4 hour. It's already under the 200-day moving average, y'all. That's already bearish. There's the 200 sitting right there. That red right there, it's underneath the 25, the 50, and it's just about to hit underneath that 200-day moving average. I mean, the 100-day moving average, which is the orange. It's running right along it. And when that gets rejected, it will find more to the downside. If we go to the 6 hour, what does that look like? Again, running up against that, getting ready to reject it. That's not a good sign. Have some time, seemingly. We're getting ready. Well, yeah, we're already been under. We officially became under the 200. Now we're just getting ready to be rejected by the 50-day moving average because we're already under the 25-day moving average. So once this completes within 12 hours, that potentially is another bear flag to the drop side. And here we are. This is one daily tick right at the level, which means, look, if we hit this next tick on January 10th on the daily, no, January 7th, excuse me. January 7th, once we get that one tick, that will be our full confirmation. Look what happens on January. It's going to be the next trading day is January 10th, right? The next trading day is January 10th. Let me go back to Bitcoin because I want to show you on the Seasons of Bitcoin chart. I want you to see something. What's lining up, y'all? What's lining up? Look on the bottom down here. Look down there. Boom. January 10th. What's lining up? On the Russell, we're lining up for January 10th to be, if this goes below this line and signals down below this line, which there's no more fuel in the tank to keep it up. And we've got 2 more hours to get through this damn day. So I'm not gassed that it's going to hold it. Then we'll have one more tick for it to fight, which will be tomorrow. After that, you're not going to see it till the 10th. And the 10th is already lining up for that week to be bad. In Bitcoin. That's just the season of Bitcoin time. That's the weakest time for Bitcoin. And Bitcoin will have an effect on the market if people are getting shorted or out of their options in the Bitcoin market and need to sell out to capitalize because they put those same hedges on the stock markets that have options for them now, for futures options. Remember? They did that this year. They set everything up, man. It's gringy. It's gringy. And that's kind of why I try to be out here with y'all with this. Even though I told y'all. Where was it? Because I want to make sure exactly when I told you. Hold on. Right here. Scroll up. Scroll up. I hate this economy. Planning for the end of BTC cycle. 4 weeks ago. And I hope that my words were able to reach you in time. Especially when I was even said, and like you see the title, BTC ends halving cycle. I'm out of the markets till spring, and this is why. Crypto winter. I started putting keywords specifically, and that was one of my biggest ones because crypto winter was in the title. Because I'm one of the first ones that really kept talking about it all through summer. That crypto winter will come. Because BTC hits different. Hit 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 different. Just does. It doesn't matter how I feel about it. And especially after the last BTC zone, this was crypto winter. That's why I kept reminding y'all, look at the length of time, this gap that you have. But there's also opportunities, y'all. There's opportunities. Even if you did buy high, and I did. My girl bought when Bitcoin was at $11,000. So like we're talking like here. And Bitcoin's on the falling down. She bought it in January, like 11 grand, right around there in January. And it kept on falling. And I told her, baby, just hold on. Just hold it. It'll come back up. It's going to take a while. And it did take a long time, and it went down further, but we stopped looking. I wish we didn't, because I should have bought right there. But I didn't know. This was my first full cycle. Now, this halving cycle started in 2020. We ran through it. January, here's our crash. Just like it happened before, it is beginning to show itself now. There's nothing we can do about that. But prepare for it, which means, as I told y'all before, there's bounce points. And I believe 40,000 was a bounce point. And remember, when we got in the market, when we were like, I was telling you, I was buying in, was at 35. Like all in here. I even bought a little bit there, but I stopped. Like it was maybe when we were right around here. We were still in pocket. Yeah, right around here, July-ish or so. I still nibbled. And I got a little bit of profits on that. Like we got up here, but I then did come back down here, which means really my profits were the ones I did down here, which is why I told y'all, don't run after it. I told y'all down here, like if you didn't buy in here, you could try to buy in there, but don't buy up here. Now, our next bounce point, as you can see right here, is down here. That's $41. We're already there. But our next one is right here, 35. 35 is potentially our next bounce point. Now, if we hit this, that would take us potentially down here within the January to February timeline. So again, I still won't get gassed at the 30,000 mark. That's your buy-in zone. I would not do that because, as I showed you on this chart, remember, November dips even further down. So there is a potential that Bitcoin will go another level. That would put you down here in the 28 to 30,000 zone. And I think that if it's not here at 40, which I don't think it's going to stop at 40, I think because of how Bitcoin goes and drops all the way till the first week of February, which is why I said in the Discord, I'm in a holding pattern until the second week of February. Because even then, we're bouncing that all the way to the November timeline. So my robots can actually come back online in February. So first week of February, I'm actually going to start looking to turn my robots back on. Because then my robots can catch the swing up and that swing back down, and that swing up, and that swing back down, and that swing up, and see what I'm saying? And then turn off the robots right before November, or sell if I want to sell, right? After making all this revenue here, let it sell down, buy in this dip pocket with the profits from up here, and play out the rest of that with the robots. This is why I kept telling y'all about the Bitsgap robots. I haven't been putting them up because they're all shut down right now. I capitalize at the top, turn the robots back on once we hit a bottom, and I figure out what we want to play with inside the robots instead of trading just cryptos, which I think will still fall. I'd rather hedge with options that'll hold volatility, the interest in the volatility. I buy the options that I bought and use them throughout the timeline of crypto winter as an interest earning machine to do the volatility on it. So I think that that's going to be my play, and I'll show y'all that. Again, and it's not going to be nothing you pay for. Y'all can just see it. Again, if you want to do it, you can look in the description. I have a link to the Bitsgap trading bot and how I run with the Bitsgap trading bot. So it's free. It's right there. You can use it. And also sentiment trading is how I put my blue and purple lines. Again, it's free in the description. It's another YouTube video. Again, I'm not here to sell you nothing because y'all ain't got the disposable income like I ain't got it. Real tizzle. So let us look at the markets and see where we're at, right? So total, let's deal with, I want to go with the stock market. Let's just look. We're 1% up on the Russell. SPX seems to be 0.9%, but you can see what I did here is I put in my stocks, I put the top names and one big speculative name at my top list because these will affect the market, especially a firm, which is buy now, pay later is a firm. U.S. Steel, that's commodities, because I want to see if I want to buy into steel at a low and come back up, because I'm going to start looking at commodities as plays through the transition of the market. Like, look, I'm looking at what are people going to buy and sell through this economy. What are going to be the things that I can put either a robot on or I can just buy once the chart is showing that it's a buy-in point, and then get a little bit of profitability on it going up as things tighten. These are bets that they're pushing these markets down to get it as cheap as possible because they know inflation is coming. So people are getting pushed out of it, just like in Bitcoin. People are going to get pushed out of all their commodities because they think that the commodities are just going down while certain other things are going up. So people are going to still move into these riskier assets. People are still buying the dip, y'all, thinking that these are the deals. Oh my God, we said they were going to crash, and this is our crash right now. This 1% drop. No. That ain't a crash yet. And where is new money coming from? Who has money to put in the market right now? Did these people put money to the side? MG said something in one of the videos he was doing, one of the streams he was doing. If you don't know MG the Future, y'all, you know what he's about. Go look him up. one of the things is he said people don't talk about people getting wrecked. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to. There it is. Top 5 trading day fails. Trading day fails. Let me see if I can find that. Trading day fails. I'm going to start trying to keep up with this and see if these things are go up or down. I'm also going to filter this by this month. Well, I can tell you right now, I'll have to look for one. I'll get some better ones, but this is the biggest one. This guy here just lost 150, lost 150K, like that. And hold on, let me play it and turn off music. Thank you. All right, and let me, if y'all don't know to do this, I'm going over to this gear, clicking on the playback speed and doubling the playback speed. No, actually, I'm going to keep it in real time because I want you to see how fast this thing happens. Playback speed. Normal. Okay. So hold on. So he's doing this thing, right? Boom. That's how fast it happened. That's how fast it happened. I want you to see this. Watch this tick. Bow. That's how fast he lost money. That's it. And what do you do when you just watch yourself get your life just gone? Your revenue just gone. Right? Here's a guy, he's trading, he's busy talking, right? Got his shades on like he's the super trader. He's like, I gotta watch this. I gotta watch this in real time. If I take my eyes off it 1 second, I can lose money. But notice, he's not looking at the screen. He ain't even, he's too busy trying to ham it up. He's not touching his mouse. His board, his computer can potentially go in standby mode, right? But he's not thinking about that because he's too busy trying to show him how he's a great trader. Now watch what happens all of a sudden when his screen turns off because he has not touched his mouse, not done anything to move the cursor. He freaks out because he doesn't know what happened because he's too busy trying to be Hollywood and not focused on the market itself. He's even saying, yo, this is serious. I put everything in it, man. I put all my money. I got 40 grand in here. I put everything in it, and that's it. I'm just going to go for it. Still hasn't touched his mouse. Boom. It just turned off. He doesn't know what happened. He doesn't know what happened. So now he's just freaking out. He turned off the screen to boot it back up. Now it's back up. And it's gone. Just like that. That's how fast. Look at that. Push to the floor. And it's gone. That wasn't even a minute, man. See, my friends that used to trade, when I was thinking about being a trader back before I became a web designer, A friend of mine was gonna get me into one of those boiler rooms. I was trying to hit on his girlfriend's best friend, and that's why we even got cool. And he had told me, and I went, like, the guy was telling me, yeah, man, we call these people, we do cold calling, and we get them on these stocks, and he's telling me about like the digital stocks that he's, and mind you, he's telling me about these digital stocks he sells, and I know they're worthless because I'm in the digital field. So he's telling me about these tech companies that he's launching, and I'm like, it's just a store with a website. In my head, I'm not saying nothing to him because I'm trying to get a job. But then I realized that wasn't good. I was like, you know what? This ain't going to work long. I don't want to be here all day. He's trading all day or trying to find trades all day or calling people all day and cold calling people all day. I was like, this is not sustainable. Sure enough, within a year after the market took a correction, he was out. I went on to be a web designer from being a graphic designer, taking the practicality of skills on software as my edge. Always use software as an edge. So I use Photoshop and Dreamweaver to get a graphic design job. Well, Photoshop to get a graphic design job, and Dreamweaver at the time to get a web design job. And then I used Dreamweaver with some plugins at the time to get a web developer job. Then I use WordPress to continue doing content management development for companies. And I charge for that. I charge for my services per hour. That's how you survive not relying on a stock market that gets boring during a recession. That's also how you, over the long term of that bear market, are able to buy up these assets, because maybe you don't have the cash flow from now, but you can begin to build up your revenue stream now to buy them when the dip happens, because we have not hit peak crash yet. Just got lost, man. This man just lost money. This guy he took the last of his money, put it on the market, and he was hoping his wife doesn't find out. This is going on. This is old. This is from 2020. That's not even this year with what's been going on in the market like since November. I can only imagine how many people have gotten wrecked. Look at his face. Look at his face, man. There's just the worry. I don't like doing this. This is not what I do, y'all. That face, that worry from trading to just trade, believing hype. Y'all, that is 1928, before the Great Depression. Everybody got in the stock market. The shoe shine boy knew just as much about the stock market as JP Morgan's grandfather, and he got out of the stock market immediately. Expeditiously. Because evaluations are too high. Them prices way too high. You need to cut it. Why don't we sit there and think about that with stocks? What was the prices last year? What was the prices last year? What was the prices before that year? My nigga, their prices way too high. You need to cut it. I'll wait till they get down. I want them bargains. Right? We want a bargain for everything, but we don't do it for stocks. We believe the hype. Yeah. No. Don't believe the hype. Buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high. How do you know it's low? You chart it. I know where the breakpoints are. I know how close we are with the breakpoints. I then look at the economy to see where we are. Are we rising in credit card debt? Yup. Do we have no money in our bank accounts? Wait for it. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Baby, just hold on. Hold up. You know what? I got to open it up again. Give me 1 second because I already closed that window. Economic data. Open in a new window because I closed the economic data window because I thought I was done with it, but I'll pull it right back up. So those of y'all that didn't see it, I just want y'all to see it again. This is when they were printing the stimmies from Timmy, right? We had a whole bunch of money, a whole lot of 2020. We had a whole lot of. Then here we are, 2021. We got some more stimmies, March, right? More stimmy from Timmy. And then bang, all of a sudden, April, June, right when I had a little bump, we threw our stimmies back into the market and it's gone. Right? Now, we're back to pre-pandemic levels with your bank accounts. Where is the money coming from? This is why Bitcoin could not get to 100,000. That is why, because by August, you had no more money in your bank account. And now everybody's got it on credit. But guess what? Those credit cards go due on the first of the month. Get up. Right? February, January. Some people, not till the next year do you have to worry about getting, paying your bill. All right, well, now it's the new year. You didn't have to pay it till January. You just got that new bill, and you just got to start paying it by this month, the end of the month. Them bills are going to start rolling in. And if not, some people got till maybe February, and some people got till March. Wait, we're converging on when the market is going to sour by March. Everything's converging in a negative way, and there's no new checks coming. No new stimmies for Timmy. With margins at all-time highs. Like, look at the margin. Like, we are high up on the margins. Look at the margins. All the monies from the stimmies are in the economy some way. It ran through the hands that be back into the economy. Back into margin. We're leveraged to the gills, y'all. Interest rates just need to shake up the boat. And what do we have happening already? Interest rates were shaking up the boat. Google's down, Apple's down, Tesla's down. Rivian's down. General Motors is up. MongoDB is up. But again, I'm not beat. I'm not beat for a long-term viability of this market. Y'all know that. But yeah, trading day fails. The truth is out here. And as I told you, this is fighting to try to stay. The S&P's fighting to stay above this line. But we're already on the daily in the negative territory. I don't know where my MACD went. Hold on. Let me reset my my indicators. ToxicHustle Lux. Bang. There we go. So there's the Willie. Where's my MACD? Yo, my MACD missing. Oh, no. VIX, BPT. Yeah, I'm missing my MACD. Oh, that's no bueno. That is no bueno. Where the hell did my MACD go? Is that in everything? There's my MACD there. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me Let me save this real quick. Indicator templates. Let me save indicator template. Remember well, I don't have to remember that. Save. All right. So now I can come back to here, load my indicator, Lux 2, just temporarily so that I can see that. There we go. That's what I needed to see. Sorry. I wanted y'all to see this because, bang, the MACD on the daily has now peaked into the red, crossing red. That's a negative sign. We are already on the Willie. Willie goes ahead and tells us early we're in negative volatility. So that already pulls us in there. And look, we're already crossing on the VIX into negative. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, right? And now let's go to the 4 hour. And where are we on the 4 hour? It's fighting to try to stay above the 50-day moving average, because if it does collapse below that, that is not a good sign, because it will fall there to down here on the S&P. And if it breaks through that, you see what is below it, right? What's creeping on the come up is that 200-day moving average. Now, please remember the 100-day moving average and the 200-day moving average. When we snap through those things, there's tremendous downside when you snap through. Like, here we go, snap through the 100-day moving average, plow, bounced off the 200, got through there, bow, but we ended up at a purple and it saved itself at a major support line. So we didn't go all the way to the next downside, would have been down here. Thankfully, it supported itself, bounced up, and it kept up. Now, we are running the other side with no steam. We're running the other side of the trade with no steam whatsoever. No extra money, no stimmies. We got interest rates now officially going up, and will begin the minute they quote unquote get out of the market of buying buying corporate bonds by March. Again, a convergence of biblical proportions in a negative sense when it comes to a market, when you're looking at the macro. So we're getting ready, y'all, and that's why I've been saying to you, you can see up here, we've been had a sell signal. You can see we're picking up steam on the 4 hour. Bots trade the 4 hour a lot. It's significant. So when you're watching the 4 hour, you're seeing what bots are going to trade on, and you can see negative sentiment on the S&P 500 index. So please, y'all, if you're in this market and think that we have more upside, ask yourself, and this is just, there's no, I know we got to do the whole, not financial advice, but think about, really, who has money in retail, us, who has money to buy more crap right now when meat is going up in price? When milk is going up in price, when cereal is not only shrinking in the packaging, but maintaining and if not increasing in price. And let us not forget the fact that they're already getting ready to hit us with more pricing by the end of the year, because they have had to increase, they've had their prices for manufacturing to get these goods, the shipping of these goods go up on them. So they're going to have to pass it to the consumer, which means prices got to go up higher, which is going to tighten up belts even further, which is going to cause people to not have disposable money to buy things like vanity stocks or cryptocurrency. Even though I love crypto, but I like buying it low and selling it high. When we have a bounce point, we'll come back in the market. This is why I told y'all I was out early. I let y'all know I was doing it before I played the trade. That's how we play this, y'all. We have to look at the markets and see truth. Like, do I see, like, look at this claw, negative, like, look at this. It's like a big ass mouth, pause, of like, and it's like I said, there's a, what I call like a double helix where it kind of spins on itself and snaps. When it snaps, it either snaps to the upside in a positive way or it snaps to the downside in a negative way. And you see that snap to the downside in a very negative way, in a jerking way. We rejected the 25-day moving average. There's no money. Now, what did I show you I was doing? I showed you I was looking at BTC shorts on KuCoin. I started purchasing my shorts, and this way for transparency, hold on, let me pull up my trading panel for it. Here we go. I traded on Coinergy. Let me load it up real fast. Bitcoin short. So on my Bitcoin shorts, and we're going to do it on the 12-hour so that you can say, there we go. So here I bought some at the $1.31 shot. Again, around the $1.30 something. Also sniped some at the $1.14. Also sniped 2 positions at the $1 and the 99-ish, 98 cents position for my shorts. Went heavier as I went down. So took lighter positions, and as the market went down, I got heavier positions on my way down. This way, when we go back, as it's going down, which is reverse, Bitcoin goes down, my shorts go up. So as my shorts are now going up, you can see this is where we were. This is where all my first position was, and this is my highest positions right here. You can see I'm already in the money. And we still have room because if we zoom out, zoom, 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 this was a bounce point. Right around here is consensus, so you're looking at $2. Remember, I bought it at $1. All right, just want to get that there. But then, depending on how far we fall, maybe we can get to the $3 mark. Maybe. I don't think we're going to get a $10, but then again, if we look at the actual charts here, and this is the long position, that is currently at $16. I had seen it at $20. So is there a potential that it could get into that zone? There's potential in anything. But we'll just see how the economy plays, because remember, this whole play is still reliant upon disposable income, but it's hedging against loss. I'm buying those contracts up front because while everybody else thought it was a bull market, I kept telling y'all, I think we're going bear. And I put my money where my mouth was and started shorting. So same thing. And then I'm losing the macro. So if the stock market continues, and I use the Russell index to kind of let me know how bad we're getting. And you can see we're getting ready to roll over on the daily from strength, green, to weakness. And as we're rolling into weakness already underneath the 200-day moving average. That's why this is bad. Because we're already underneath the 200 and 100-day moving average. This will be the official tick. Because it's fighting this, and it's not going to get back. It's not going to get past this. This is done. Done Dilla. There's no extra money to get past this strength, monthly strength line. You can't get back above this. This is why I can tell you we're in a bear market. Because as they touch these monthly strength lines, and they get pulled down, and volume just cannot even, the strength of that volume can't push it nowhere past that, nip, it's going to get rejected. And this tick here on January 7th, tomorrow is a big one. Tomorrow is a big day. And I want to get prepared. I'm going to study as much as I can with what's getting ready to happen. But let me just look at my graphic and make sure I kind of went over everything. I think I did. Let me look at this. Let me look at this. Look at this. About to look at the charts. I did show you how we're playing the long for the crypto winter. I did. Told you we're playing the shorts on that, and how I survived to earn disposable income during the 2007 2008 recession, and what disposable income looked like, right? Digital. Taking digital currency, digital capital, and flipping that into being able to survive, to eat, right? And or being able to buy assets at the low. That's what we have to do to survive this. Look at the S&P. Look at the Russell. Russell is already broken a strength line, right here. Bounced off the other strength line that I told you. Like, we put these lines up weeks ago or days ago. We're on the day. And these lines from the past play the future, especially the purple ones, the monthly lines. Our next monthly, let me look at something. Where is the next monthly? Is it really that far down? Ooh, look at the gap. Y'all, look at, there's no support. You see that, right? I want you to look at this. Look how far the market can go. Like, even if we want to test this support line, what is that? Like, hold on, that's freaky. Give me 1 second, y'all, because I didn't even see this before. Hold on, where is it? Right here. I'm going to do price range, right? And then I'm going to measure this price for a bounce point. We'll even give it this one, y'all. I won't even give it the Bout. No, we have to, because this is really where it bounced from, right? We have support really here. So let's do that. So from here to where we are right now, we're looking at 37%. Y'all, you see that, right? There's no support lines for none of this. And the market likes support. It goes up, it bounces back, and we're like, hey, let's test this again before we go higher. Let's test this. Let's make sure. Let's build a foundation first. Then we'll go higher. We'll start a foundation up here, but we're going to want to retest some things. Now, typically, if we had Super Money Printer Mario Kart going on still and Fed Printer go burr, I would say, okay, we could probably test that and go back up. So that would mean the market would take and let me get another price range from here to here. We're looking at a 6% drop, right? If it was going to just do this. But y'all see, then we have this one is a 25% drop. That one is a 17, 18% drop. And then, of course, all the way down here, we're looking at the 30s. There's no support history for anything for any of this. And we have no extra cash to really hold any of these supports. I want y'all to see that, because that's what I'm looking at. And this is, again, has nothing to do with Bitcoin or blockchain, crypto at all. This is the Russell. This is the stock market. This is an under index of the S&P index. And then if you look at the S&P index on the 4-hour chart, we've already rolled negative. 2-hour chart, negative. 12 hours, crossing negatives. Willie's already in negative zone. That means we're going, it's going, right? Down. So I would be, if you're charting this like I am, you better keep an eye on these mama jumbers right here, especially on the 4-hour, because the 4-hour breaking lines shows you how it snaps in power. Like y'all think it's a game. Like when I say these charts show you things, 2-hour, look, when it rejected that, bow, snap down. Bow, bounce down. Let me get some more space on this so you can see this. Where is it bouncing? Off of a weekly line that's barely holding it up. It's only got one place to go. And then it does, where is it going to be? This is how I plan. Right? This is how I'm planning my trades. I can want it to be to the upside, but we have the macro. We know the economy. We know they're raising interest rates. We know if they raise interest rates, all variable rates, including margin, that is credit, is nothing more. That's when they call, well, we're going to get margin called. It just means that their credit is getting called in. Like, hey, you're on the wrong side of this trade. We want you to pay that right now. And as these snap past these levels, that video I showed you of people getting wrecked, everything else gets wrecked. Now, I want to show you something. This is the total market cap, again, of all crypto. If it's up, everybody's up. When it's down, everybody's down, especially if it's down like 1%, 2%, like it was the last couple of days. Everybody's gassed right now like, oh, we've hit a bounce point. But none of them are doing the macro. None of these other YouTubers, none of them are talking about, yo, you know what? Ain't nobody got no money. I know my homeboys is broke. Like broke. So it ain't going to be my homeboys doing that. I know some of my partners that be, selling that gritchy. I know they ain't buying no more stock. They stopped after November. Elon selling stock, right? All these CEOs or insiders are selling their stocks, right? Who's buying it? We are. It ain't them. They're buying the options to buy it low. Jeff Bezos sold his stock at the top, right? Hold on. Ain't he still selling stock? Jeff Bezos. I think it's ZOS. I don't know shit. Right? Bezos sold $2 billion of Amazon.com stock. Boom, boom, boom. Let's look at news. Hold on. There we go. They're talking about 3 weeks ago. Wow. There we are. Billionaires are cashing out. I know you want me to get a subscription. It's a limited time offer. You can kiss my in the ass. You can kiss my limited time ass. SEC Chair Gary Gensler wants stronger insider trading rules because he hated that this guy said, I'm going to dump this on you. And he's mad he can't do it. Everybody is selling off their stock. Mark Zuckerberg sold Facebook stock nearly every weekday last year for 11 months. Who talking about that? Buy. That's what Kramer telling you. But not financial advice, blah, blah, blah. This man is out there having disco balls at 2020, having fun, spending up all that guap, sending rockets to the stratosphere. While we're sitting around looking crazy. Jobs are automating out of existence, but we're not pivoting to be able to learn code or any automation platforms. Are you serious? Y'all better start looking at Windows. We all want some stock ideas here. Let me show you something. Gary Vaynerchuk does say some smart stuff. Just a few things that are smart, even though he's kind of pivoted over to the buy my information model, right? Microsoft automation. I want y'all to keep an eye on these small suckers right here, right? Database automation market to witness growth and acceleration. Who's going to benefit from automation? Oracle, Microsoft. Don't know who these people are. AWS, IBM, maybe DB Maestro. I think I've heard them. Help systems I've heard of. Salesforce will win. Maybe even Red Hat, because they do servers, and more servers are going to start rolling out, especially Ansible's coming to Microsoft's Azure cloud. Red Hat and Microsoft. Salesforce automation, database automation. So yeah, Microsoft is named leader in Forrester for enterprise robotic process automation, RPA. Guess what I do for a living, y'all? Robotic process automation. When I say robot, what's the first 5 letters make up right there? If we want to be cute and glamorous, right? When I say I build robots, what does that say? All right. Now, if your resume has robot on it, do you think you're going to get some money? Well, all right. Well, how do I learn that? Okay. Go to YouTube and put in Microsoft Power Automate. Look at what words come up from Google. The YouTube is owned by the Googles. The Googles is the best search engines on the planets, and the Googles has the YouTubes, and the YouTubes has the search, and the Googles, and it makes you good with the Jello and the pudding, pop the dough, and it make you sweet. Tutorial. Bong. This guy right here, Kevin. How to use Microsoft Power Automate. Get Microsoft Power Automate on your resume. You can get jobs. See all these people? Okay. Want to filter it out? Filter it out by this year so you can get the newest people. And then sort it by the view count, right? Don't care about rating because views mean more than ratings. And look who shows up. And look which one it is. The full tutorial from 10 months ago. Bang! And it's got 739. So there you go. You'll have the updated version of Power Automate and you can learn it. There, I just showed you how to make some money through this transition to become a robotic process automator. Robotic process automator. Yeah, because you're the automator. You automate things. Or engineer. I mean, that's the term, process engineer, right? You could use an engineering title. You don't need a degree to be an engineer. So you've got multiple people that'll show you. And then there's other things like Power Apps on Microsoft that you can learn. Take revenue, take some money, put it in Microsoft and learn these pieces of software. Get yourself Microsoft desktop or Excel or whatever, right? Get their Excel Office suite. Learn the Office suite, PowerPoint, Excel, spreadsheets. How to do, a big thing, spreadsheets. You could just do formulas and spreadsheets for people. You can make money off that. I ain't lying. Hold on. I'll show you. Hold on. Fiverr.com. Think I'm lying. EXCEL. Boom. Data entry, Excel automation, Excel macro, Excel template, Excel work, right? So Excel automation. Let's go Excel, automation. Boom. I will automate Google Sheet and Excel formulas, blah, 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 $40. Boom. I will provide macros, VBA. And then what you do is you look at these people here, you look at what their service is and what they're offering, right? Take this keyword, put that in your search results in YouTube, and put tutorial at the end. Right? Excel data conversion tutorial. Excel dashboard creation tutorial, right? I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show you how you do this, son. This is how I stack my resume. The minute you have to make a transition with your resume needs to reflect exactly what software and technology they give a damn for the cycle you're in. You're in the robotic cycle. You're in the Internet of Things cycle. The internet is done. Like, we being on the internet, social media, that's it. That's the best it's gonna be. A bunch of content, the people being vain, looking at themselves. In the last days, they will be lovers of themselves. What do you call it when you hold a camera in front of your face? A selfie. So, as I was telling you, you take Excel, right? You put the word and put tutorial. What I'm going to have to do is go to YouTube first. Give me something. I just cut it and I'll paste it, right? There we go. Boom. Now guess what happens? Pow. And then what do? I come to filter. I again want it this year. I again want it to be based off view counts. Look who shows up again. Do you see? So now, don't tell me you can't make money in this storm. There's plenty of shit to do. And there's plenty of people looking for shit to be done. And to show you, here, this guy has 436 orders of probably around $30 a pop. Right? Right. And that's just one place. That's here on Fiverr. That's one low level hanging fruit. You can sit there and do it on your social media profile. Right? You can talk about how you're hacking scripts and whatever, and people follow you for that. Like, people are interested in learning shit, y'all. Like, y'all here with me, and I'm just chopping it up with you, showing you how I'm pivoting through this whole shit in real time as you're seeing it. Okay, I can't rely on the stock market. I know crypto is coming to a crypto winter because we just finished a halving cycle that started in 2020 and ended the peak December, really November of 2021. And that now we're going to fall all the way till February, first week. And for those of y'all that think I'm talking shit out my ass, hold on. Maybe y'all missed it. So let me get it to y'all real fast. Here is my Seasons of Bitcoin chart. I show this to everybody. Hold on. I'm in the wrong thing. I'm looking at my shorts. Let me save this real fast. And let me get back to my Seasons of Bitcoin. Load my Seasons of Bitcoin. Now, we got our Seasons of Bitcoin. If we go back here, halving cycle, runs up. This was 2017. After that, it crashed. January, it fell. December, January. If I'm looking down here, and you'll see there's just, as I'm scrolling, there's January, February, first week. Bang. Then we just keep bouncing and bouncing and bouncing at that level till November, and then it drops. So I'm expecting, since you see these red marks are January, this is only because of the halving event that Bitcoin was doing a halving cycle. The next one's not till 2024, y'all. So we're in this portion of this fallout right now. So when you're looking at crypto, y'all are experiencing this right now in real time. This is what I warned you about back last year. What did I keep saying in June and July and September? Last week of November, first week of December, I would be out of crypto. But I was holding on for that 100,000 too. I was with y'all. Then I made the video, said I'm out. Because I learned about the economy and I learned there was no more gas. For those of y'all that missed what I said earlier, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Right here is a chart for personal savings rate from the Federal Reserve, right? Economic research. And here's where the stimulus checks came into our bank accounts, right? April 2020, everybody deposit. And you see it drop fast so people could pay bills. Then the next stimmy, March 2021, a year later, boom, it drops again. Now I'm going to zoom this out a little bit further or closer to us. We're going to just go to the 90s and up because we really don't need anything earlier than that. Here's our financial collapses. 2001, bong, and then bong and bong, right? So now we're in our little situation right now, and our bank accounts right now, this is why the stock market can't go up. This is why the Bitcoin market can't go up, because you're at 7.1. This is October 2021. We still haven't gotten the November numbers yet. So this is from October and we're at 7.1. I want to go over here. This is 7.0. This is in 2019. We are back to pre-pandemic levels with our bank accounts. Probably holding on to more debt because we've had to do more with credit card at this point. And credit is going up. Credit cards are going up. For those of you that can't see what I'm doing, I just type credit card spending into Google search, and then I just hit the news tab. And as you can see, 1 in 3 Americans, this was from CNBC 7 hours ago. This is how I do my research so that y'all can see it in real time. 1 in 3 Americans overspent during the holidays, boosting credit card balances. Now, I'm going to show you how bad our economy is. And it's so funny, it makes me want to freaking cry. And that is returns. Holiday. Returns. And in the news, holidays returns will cost retailers 59% more than last year. So they're not even returning. I had this happen specifically where a neighbor actually gave us something because they couldn't return it. Amazon doesn't want it. I said, no, just keep it. Well, it's cheaper to just tell you to keep it. What to know about the holiday return process? There was actually something about this was the largest return. I know I'm feeding the algorithm, but I'm trying to remember. Here it is. UPS says it is processing a record number of returns as 1 in 4 Americans plan to ship stuff back to sellers after the holidays. People just want the money, y'all. People didn't want a gift. People just wanted cash. Holiday return headaches, shipping issues. Wow, San Antonio's largest district says 1,000 staff members did not return from winter break. School. So, credit card spending is up, bank accounts are down. People are returning stuff in record numbers just to get that cash. Now you see why crypto can't go up. You see why stocks are stuttering right now. Like, look at this. Look at the S&P. Come here. Come here with me. Come here with me, man. Walk with me, man. Walk with me, man. Walk with me, man. For a second. Just walk with me. Hold on. This is acting stupid. Here we go. Walk with me, man. See this? We're on the 2 hour, starting to pull some spinning tops. That means it's a fight to the upside, to the downside of the market. The market's confused. It doesn't know where it wants to be. As long as the longer it keeps doing this, it's going to spin and slink to one side or the other, especially when we're on a weekly, which is strong. We're close to the 100-day moving average, which is strong. We're close to that 200-day moving average. When those things breach, that snaps down to the downside. We come down here. So we're talking about on the S&P, if we do a measured move on this, on the price range, we're talking on the S&P 500, we're talking at least a 2% drop of the S&P in general, because I trade the S&P as I would trade an individual stock because it's a bulk of funds. So I can have a macro view of the market rather than focusing on one stock. I do the same thing with cryptocurrencies. Here we are in crypto on the weekly, negative, snap. We're in a negative, and it looks like we're snapping into, well, it's not enough to say that it's a DNA serpentine helix. Let's make it longer. It didn't really serpentine. It's not a major snap because it didn't wrap around itself. See? This is more like it's trying to do it, and then it snaps to one way or the other. And it's where this ends up. Where's the red? Red is negative, and it's going to pull the market down. Red is negative, and it's going to pull the market down. And look at the green on this. It's going down. Right? So it means we're not converging, really. We're kind of paralleling in the negative on the 4 hour, which is where the bots play. And you can see we're kissing off on the 4 hour, kissing off that green on the Willy. As long as the Willy is negative, the market's negative, period. Point blank. Don't believe me? Look, every single time we peaked red, look what happened. Peak, negative. Peak, 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 negative, negative. Peak, negative. Peak, negative. Peak, peak, negative, negative. Beep, negative. Where are we now? Still negative. So as long as that's still playing on the 4 hour, it means in the future, on my day, we're still going to be looking at this. And it looks worse. Like, look at that. The green is tanked on the Willy. It's rolling slow. And we're nowhere near touching or converging to something positive on the daily, because remember, this is on an average of a day, so it's not going to change immediately. These things don't change fast. That means we're already in negative territory on this. Let's look at the week. This is the weekly now. Sorry, it's not the daily. This is the weekly. That's even worse. Right? So we're long into a negative bear trend. Long. There's really nothing we can do about that. And as you see on the weekly, we're starting to, this is major. This 25-day moving average, we're going underneath that. You can see why the market's starting to act, because the robots can also see that. The robots see it. And it snapped down to where? Purple. Where's the next one? Right there. What happens when it ticks there and does the same thing that's doing here and it ticks down here another week? Because on the daily, we ain't got no strength. We're already underneath the 100-day moving average. And this is it. This is it. And this is why I put into the Discord the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Let me show y'all in the Discord. I showed that to you last night at 8 o'clock p.m. One tick under the 200-day moving average, MACD heading in the red, the Willy negative, it's in red, negative VIX, red on the VIX, is the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse equaling a bad drop to the downside, right? So where are we? I'm using, again, the total market cap of crypto, and I'm showing you we're still on pace for the same situation. One tick underneath the 200-day moving average, negative sentiment already on the MACD, already negative in the Willy, gathering strength into the negative, snapped. We did a basic snap to the downside with us cascading into a negative bearish sentiment. 1, 2, 3, 4th horse. When we tick one more tick, which is tomorrow, that will be certification to the downside. Because there's no more money in the system. And they ain't printing no more checks. So what do? We have to earn. Products, services. I did services. I had a PayPal debit card. Make sure you have multiple debit cards for multiple companies. I got a card on Robinhood. I got a card on Fidelity. I got a card on Coinbase. I got a card on on crypto.com, CRO. So I got a card from that. That is multiple ports of exit. There needs to be an exit strategy, an enter strategy, and an exit strategy. Right? When I got into digital money, I started using PayPal back in the day. When I found out PayPal had a debit card, the minute I had a debit card, I had an exit strategy to a digital life. I could do work online, get paid in PayPal, cash that out to buy some church's chicken to feed myself. That's how I survived all through 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's how when I came back to Georgia, I survived still through PayPal. Now there's other things, y'all. Now you're not trapped to one thing. So even if you have a Cash App card, or you have a digital virtual card, or you have an Amazon card, have multiple ports of exit for your digital currency. Because that's what you need to survive. Because your banks may get rid of you as a client because cash is a liability to a bank, especially if there's not enough interest to beat inflation. They have nowhere to put money, y'all. Even Warren Buffett says, I don't even know where to put money right now. These evaluations are ridiculous. So the way that we deal with inflation, that there's too much money in the system, is that they raise interest rates. When they raise interest rates, it causes the economy to collapse on itself. These evaluations begin to go down on the stocks because now people are not going to hold on to them thinking they're going to go up any higher. Interest rates for the options or the margins or the debt that's on homes or the debt that's in these credit cards or whatever, all those interest rates go up. Whatever past prime, right? However much they give you on that contract past prime. And prime is whatever the prime interest rate that the Fed has negotiated and put out. And as interest rates go up, they're saying they're going to have to go faster on this. And that's why the market is snapped, because they're like, this shit was said in December, but everybody was too busy waiting for this ho, ho, ho Christmas bullshit rally. And we got ho, ho, hoed. And this is why I've been telling y'all the same shit. Y'all, no, don't listen to this crap. This is going to go out. And some of my friends actually listened. Hi, friends. What's going on? Where they listened to me and they said, yo, I've been out the market since like late December, man. And when they look at stuff like this, I get a text message that says, damn, I'm glad I got out. But it's not ready to buy back in. You can't buy. You can't do that yet. We is going to be a part of the problem, and it thankfully gives us a play. It lets us know that after a halving cycle, which we just got out of one, after the halving cycle, this falls to the first week of February. Boom. I told you December we're going to have a dip. There it is. And I had my dip marker. If we go to the week and stretch it out, I had my dip marker here in one of my videos. I had it here because I had seen some big dips start at the beginning of the week. But then as I gone over time, I noticed that there was even more dips that happened this week. Significant ones. So I put it here. Again, I always tell you these arrows work in threes. So it works in 3 places. Right? I didn't get any ups because this is when the run was supposed to happen. This did not happen because we had no more cash. And the transformer, Optimicron, happened. So right now, the dips, they're certified. If anything, they miss by 1 week. But I always tell you, within 3. This happens within 3 places. So, boom, within 3 places, we did get an up. But we had another dip getting ready to come right behind it. Boom, boom is coming. And then there's still the February dip, and there's still a March dip. As people cash out. And as fear begins to roll through all markets. I showed you that the stock market is on edge. I showed you that the Bitcoin market is getting ready to do its halving cycle dip, and that's going to shake out everything else. So please, y'all, if y'all know people that are in this market, please send them the links to my stuff. Let them know that somebody's out here trying to tell them what these other pundits and bullshit ass YouTubers ain't trying to really tell you, which is they're not looking at this macro and saying, where is the money? Like, where's the beef? Like, where's the money? How can this market keep going up when ain't nobody got no money in their bank account? Real talk. If a YouTuber ain't here telling you there ain't no cash for the market to get up, and that you maybe should probably be looking to be out of your positions just to be on the safe side and buy down when it comes down. If you see all these negative signs, if no, they're not telling you none of this crap, then they're just really hopium sellers. And I ain't trying to sell you no hopium. That's why I keep telling you, think about how you can earn and at least use these debit cards to cash out your digital fiat in however way you manufacture a service or create a product or create some type of digital download, whatever you decide to do. I just need y'all to be concentrated on your earning. 80% of your energy on earning, 20% of your energy on trading. So that way, most of your focus will be on the manufacturing of creating commerce for yourself outside of the trading ish. Because remember, even 20% of your assets should be in trade in the market anyway. Not more, not the other way around. You shouldn't have 80% of your assets in the market because that market is so ridiculously volatile. You should have them in long-term interest-bearing accounts and ish like that, but that's what you get for holding them in larger banks or financial business banks. Like where you have a trust and you tie it to the trust and that business bank gets you like 1% or 0.6%, like Blue Vine. Right? Corporations, pirate flags. You got to lock yourself under corporations, or you have to treat yourself as a business. Write off your home. Write off a piece of your home. Like I tell everybody, how I got my tax write-offs before I incorporated a business was I put the business on my taxes. I wrote off a piece. I bought internet, right? Business grade internet. So don't just buy consumer internet, buy business internet. You now have this business internet in your house. You set it up in a room. You measure out the square footage of your apartment and or home. You then measure the square footage of that office that you have, and you write off the office in taxes underneath your business name. Now you start getting in your clientele via your PayPal or whatever, and then you now write that all off underneath there. And you write off the fact that you got your business, your internet, you write off the internet as also a business expense. It's legitimate, yo. If you want to do it fast, I would suggest you use things like TurboTax, and then it can just handle your taxes. They'll just ask you some questions and you just fill it out. Do you have an office? Yes, measure it. Give them the specs and bang. That's how I did this. Like all of this is just use TurboTax. Do my business and business and personal. TurboTax business and personal tied together because your business and personal. It'll be tied to your social security number, and then you can write off stuff. I think there might be some 35% tax, whatever you have to pay, but it's all handled internally, especially if you can write off things like service. Like I write off templates. I'm going to give you a hustle. I'm going to give y'all a freaking hustle right now. Check this out. This is one of my hustles. I would, if you know how to do WordPress, right? What I did was I created a web page and I took like a month and I designed a bunch of prototype companies, right? Like a bakery, a marketing company, a restaurant, and some type of law firm, right? Draft that up. I made the designs by creating a server on my computer and designing on my computer and then screenshotting the design and putting that on a web page. Now, what I did was I used WordPress. Then what I did was I invested money into Theme Forest. And what I did was then I would go to WordPress and I would choose one of the best-selling templates they have, right? Whatever that may be. Right now, I think one of them I chose like this one. Then I download this, and in here, let me show you something. Preview item. Oh, right? So now I have this template, but look at all the styles of sites I have. And there's a visual builder and all that, Elementor, all that shit, right? I want to show you something. Hold on. Demo. All right. Boom. Underneath demo, look at all the types of pages you got. So I could create a store demo and build that out. Law firm, build that out. Let me hang that up. Sometimes, you see what I'm saying? You could choose a few of these things in your area if you want to do a doctor's office or something like that, and you just build them out, make them look, just get them to look and design and style. And this way you can learn how to manipulate the sites, how to manipulate the blocks, how to install, set up on your local machine. Also, you can do it in the, do it on a server, set it up on Amazon. Just learn, use YouTube and learn this stuff. And then what you can do is have a website, which you set up WordPress, have a website with your screenshots. So you can even use one of their portfolio ones, right? So even I think they have a portfolio, one page blog here. See, portfolio. You can use one of these that just shows your portfolio, photography, whatever, agency. Use that. Grab one of these. Change up everything. And you see? Change up everything so it looks like something that you designed. Modify it so that it doesn't just have generic stuff. It actually has what you want it to look like. and then sell your services of manufacturing these types of phages for your clients. Or if you don't want to, if you're a graphic person, right, you know how to do Photoshop, right, then you go over to Graphic River. Trying to make sure y'all see how you can hustle. You go to Graphic River. Again, this is the same Envato market. They have audio, they got video, so you can design video stuff. You can code. So if you know how to code, if you have photo skills and you want to sell some of your photos, you can do that. If you're in 3D and you want to design 3D files, I'm actually thinking about doing this to also get prepared with my skills to be able to work for blockchain gaming and designing my own assets for like NFTs and stuff in the future. Why not use this to start earning my money for that? For the investments in blockchain, let me earn it here to make it someplace else, or have the cash flow for an engine, ENJ. Right? So now you can come here and let's say you want to do, somebody wants a presentation. This is one of the ways. You know what? Here's one way I made money. Let's say a company wants to do a presentation because they want to sell stuff and they want to get funding, right? So what you can do is you can get one of these presentations, get it into PowerPoint. This is again why I said get Microsoft's suite. So then you have access to like PowerPoint, and you can design their PowerPoint templates. And I've made thousands of dollars just designing PowerPoint templates. Excel spreadsheets, do them. PowerPoint, do them. I take these templates, I get it, wrap it around and design the template, design their presentations and this colors based off of what they want. Take the text and put it where they want it. Choose one of these uni templates where I can just kind of swap out stuff based off the screens. So that's how you can start making some of your money on your own, y'all. The market isn't where you make money. It's where you take the money you make and earn interest on it over the long term. You could just invest on the S&P 500 and you earn 7% on it, instead of trying to day trade everything, unless you know you're in a different cycle or a crashing cycle or a bear cycle. And then you can kind of trade on the downside, which is what we're doing. So today I've shown you how I feel about the market. I've shown you why I think the market is going to go down. I've shown you how I survived 2007 through the transition of, no disposable income. People, the last major recession, we're getting ready to head back in there. Interest rates are going up. And I want to prepare everybody for where I believe this thing is going. I believe we're going back into another negative recessionary situation, and it does not destroy your ability to earn. Don't worry about what's on the news and them trying to scare you. Y'all are going to be fine through this. It's going to hurt. It's going to suck. But it does not change your ability to earn at all. It's just digital. And it's for a lesser amount. So you're going to have to do either more work or you're going to have to pivot to more expensive work, which is why I showed you designing like marketing strategy campaigns or doing the process automation or designing PowerPoint presentations for corporate clients. I'm showing you how to make money and services for the business world, not individually for independent people who are all going to be us, broke and trying to find jobs. And those jobs aren't there. You and I are all doing the same thing, doing service work for companies who have liquid capital. Because guess what? They've sold high. They sold all the bags to everybody that's still in the market. And they have money to ride out this recession. They have cash flow. They're cash strapped. So they're going to buy back their shares, which they've been doing. And they're also going to do service cheap, because everybody's going to be lowering their prices just to try to get some type of work. Service way, freelancing. So freelance cost, everybody's going to be charging down to try to get that work. That's why you go ahead and you look for as many clients in your local area. Do not just rely on a Fiverr. That's a great thing to get potentially started with, but you may not have any clients from that. What you can do is, or you're going to have to do it so cheap, it's not going to be viable to you. But what you can do is get yourself out in your local area. Go on social media. Put a link in a social media platform that allows freaking links. Or make sure that your profile has one of those link things that you can have multi-links on it. And be sure that people are clicking to go to your links, to go to your page through your social media. The only places that I see that has real standardized links that you can get out there is YouTube and Facebook. Instagram can do links, but you got to go through, things with that. So I'm telling y'all, Facebook has links direct, YouTube has links direct, Twitter has links direct. Those are the places I'll be trying to get links out to clientele that can get a click to your web page. We have to go right now, y'all. We have to do the path of least resistance. The fastest path to cash. Everybody else is making them giving a client money a pain in the ass. Make it easier. Be where your enemy is not. Nobody wants to work on building a relationship with clientele right now because everybody wants to be a fucking stock trader. Stop it. Everybody loses. I've learned from so many stock traders at the bank that told me, we don't trade stocks. We trade inside knowing. I'm going to say that again. Not inside knowledge, inside knowing. They know the economy. They know what the Fed is going to do. They know the effects that they do with the Fed and what the Fed and their changes ever since Roker or Floker or Flocker or whatever the hell his name was back in the 80s when he had to raise interest rates and destroy the market. And ain't none of these Fed chairs have the cojones to do it again. They'll say they'll raise interest rates till it gets a little shaky on the market, and then they have a crisis of faith. And then they start raising rates. That's free money. That's when I would get back into the market, when they start buying up shares again to hold the equity market up again. That's what this is. With this quantitative easing, they've been keeping the market up, y'all. They've been propping it up with fake money that nobody wants to buy or has the capital to buy countrywide. They got their own problems. How fast it take you to build and launch a website? It depends on what kind of website you're going to build and who you're leveraging, right? You can leverage a Shopify and create a website and be up if you have products like that. If you're on WordPress, depending on depends on how long if you know WordPress, you can get a website. Like I was working with Jay Morrison, right? When I was I was doing freelance web design work for him, and during one of his Black Friday sales, I basically before Black Friday, so Black Friday would be on Friday, and that means Thanksgiving would be on a Thursday. He decided to change the website on Tuesday and wanted it rebuilt from scratch on Tuesday. So I basically had Monday. So I basically had Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to get it done. I had 72 hours to get that website done for his Black Friday sale. So that's how fast you can build a website, a functioning website that takes in hundreds of people in traffic. You could get it done in 72 hours. One whole website, multiple pages. It just depends on the level of the complexity. Like, do you have a sales system? Are you setting it up so that you can have automatic transactions? And are you setting up email campaigns? Are you, if you just set up a website, you can have it done in a day. If you're setting it up to win long term and you want to set up a workflow for you to take on money or clientele as simple as possible so that you can automate some of your processes and make your life easy, well, that might take you longer because you might need to learn the automation side of the business. which I suggest everybody to learn. The automation side of the business. Here, I'm gonna give it to you again. I showed you Windows Power. I showed you Microsoft Power Automate. Here's what I think is the WordPress of the automation world right here, n8n.io. It's free. You can download it, put it on a Raspberry Pi. You can put it on a Windows machine because they have a desktop version now. Desktop, Windows, Mac. They have a cloud version, and you can run your own on your own machine. And you notice there's nothing to buy unless you go into their cloud, which I do have a cloud account with them to be able to do some stuff with APIs without it being on my server. Kind of separating certain things, the key and the lock type beats. So my website runs on one thing, and right now, and you can do things like Wix, right? I don't like Wix that much anymore because there's things I wanted to do and it didn't really allow me to have that much flexibility. Well, n8n.io uses, right? This is why I like n8n, because Webflow works with it. And you can design and develop Webflow sites for clientele. Oops, hold on. I'm logged in. Let me log out so you can actually see. There we go. So, right? So this is the design. They have lots of right, different types of styles and designs you can do. And this is automatable with the automation software. Webflow is part of it. And they've got some new shit coming, bruh. Coming soon, memberships. And coming soon, logic. This right here is going to be interesting. Add a public job board collection. So basically being able to hook a database to your thing, and if the company is, so you can have like email campaigns and stuff to make your site more personalized. If you had a job site and you wanted to do things with it. So like there's a lot that's coming, man, that I'm interested on this. So Webflow might be another direction that I look in. I want to speed up my development. So I'm giving you things that I'm doing as well. Companies I'm looking at. I'm not going to use this company until these two things come on board. Logic and memberships. Until these things come up, I'm not messing with it. Next thing I'm also looking at is another company. I'm working with the team. They also have a Discord. Is Builder. This is actually what I'm using I'm starting to learn to build for ToxicHustle. But I'm still getting an understanding of how to use this properly. Like I'm still not getting it yet. Just because I'm so used to having to need something else. But this thing is powerful. And that's another program. Like, so visual, this one, there's a low code, no code designer built by designers and developers together. They utilize this site, this page you're seeing right here. The application itself is built within itself. So what you're seeing is part of itself showing you itself. So this is all built from within. Everything is built. Even you using the system is built from it. They basically eat their own dog food or use their own software for their business. So that's why I trust in companies like this, because they're using their own stuff to have an edge. So this is another company I've been looking at and I've been using. I'm still learning how to build on here. That's why ToxicHustle hasn't been launched, because I'm still learning this, and I'm fighting between wanting to use Webflow and wanting to use Builder. Then there's one more. Hold on. And this is another one that is a low code, no code. And this can do PHP, right? Which is starting to fall out of favor. But this also does Node.js, which is JavaScript, right? And you can lay out, it has full Node.js. And you can use manipulate your databases and all that stuff right in here. It's full stack, so you can build applications. You can design with real data, which is true. You can use like your and they have layouts, which is kind of what I like, is that I can actually go in here and shape my content. And this is kind of what I'm trying to focus on now, is learning how to design in here really well and then export that code and potentially use it in Builder, like the CSS. And then I just got to figure out how to stylize. But this has workflows and everything else built into it too. So this can do workflow. Hold on, where is it? Go to features. Visual layout, which we talked about. Design blocks, which we can just design. I like designing in block format, so that's going to be good. And this is why I'm thinking about using this for my designer, for how I design. It uses a grid system, which is dope. The big thing I wanted to show you was its actual, not the animations, but its workflow. Like the power behind this thing is really the fact that you can write scripts. Here we go, develop. That was design. Develop. Here it goes. Front end framework included, so you can like click on a button or have certain options happen or animations happen. You can bind database stuff and then see, have that automatically show up. You have components, Lightbox, and all that other stuff. You can create SEO friendly URLs. You can work from the back end to work with your databases. You can use any type of hosting model. You got a query builder built in to be able to query your database and write scripts. You can connect to APIs. Build mobile apps. Where is, they're just not trying to publish. Project management, publish. Yeah. The big thing that they're just not showing you is there's a workflow designer built in that lets you basically build anything you want. Like you can visually design scripts. I'm trying to see if I can find it. Visual editing, design with real data. I'm mad they're not showing it to me. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna show it to you from my side. Hold on, let me get rid of this spammer. Report unwanted. Bye-bye now. All right. Let me open up WAP Alert. WAP. Because I do have an account, my man. I do have an account. There we go. And drag and drop that over here. And database routing app. Here we go. So workflow. See? So I can have a page flow and then I can launch a workflow from I was trying to see where my workflows are. Library, webhooks, library. That's Git repository. That's pages. Like content, navigation, nav bar, content, generator. Edit flow. There we go. Found it. Flow editor. So here you go. So like here you got steps and then I can have it do things. So like I can connect to an API or I can run a script or run a JavaScript or run a flow. I can prompt for something, do alerts, add columns to something, filter or do a join, do loops, and connect to a server and do something. So like I can say here, go to a server and then connect to the server to do something, right? And then I could trigger that. So it has itself a built-in flow-based model to design. So low code, no code. So that's why I'm saying there's no code revolution and how we're approaching it. I want to scale up to be able to do as many clients as possible, as fast as possible, for the maximum amount of revenue that's reasonable to not be overpriced on my clientele, and I can outpace the market. How do I beat my competition in price, but to be reasonable, but can do this like in my sleep? Like I should be able to like knock out a page in like 24, 48 hours. That way, once a week, I can get a project out the door. Right. So if I can do that and I can get a project a week, and let's say if I get $200 per project, well, that's 200 times 4, that's $800 a month. Right. So that's how I do my math through recessions, which is I figure out how much I need to make per month, how much is a need per week, or every other week, like, or bi-weekly. So maybe I have to do 2 clients. I can do 2 clients a month. Right? If I have 2 weeks to do each client, and if I want to make $5,000 a month, then I got to charge them $2,500 each, and I've got to get them done in 14 days. That's my workload if I want $5,000. So now I got to look for clients like that, or I got to cut it down to say, all right, if I still want $5,000, or I still need $5,000. That's why I said you got to look at your expenditures. How do you reduce how much you're spending? Which is why I've been getting out of debt or reducing my debt expenditures immediately. So that way I have more disposable income to then buy into assets or things I need for projects, which are assets as well. If I need graphics, if I need fonts, if I need subscriptions to Photoshop, that's a write-off. All of these things are write-offs that next year I write off. This year I write off last year's write-offs, which were subscriptions and anything that I bought that I use for clients, which wasn't much last year because I moved away from clientele last year to focus on how Toxic Hustle generates revenue without clientele. I spent a year focusing on that because I knew I'm going to have to come back around and start working services again for clients. But I needed 1 month to say, how do I focus on using my assets to earn more revenue, which is what we did all this last year in 2021. We figured out financial assets. Now we're using the economy to tell us where everything is heading. And now we plan for the negativity we'll continue to hear throughout this transition of them collapsing the monetary fiscal situation with interest rates. As interest rates go up, nobody has the passive income to be able to hold up buying the dip. The dip falters, the dip falls. So that is why I tell y'all, be careful, watch the market, but don't be a part of, be of the world, be a part of the world, but not of it type beats. We've got a negative run getting ready to happen next week. This is on the weekly. This week, next week, within a 3-tick range. This already started, and we're not done yet because this is typically the worst week. So just get ready, y'all. We might be bouncing down to y'all, it's looking like third, because we're already here now. This is where we are already. I would say, shoot, we could easily be seeing down to 35 within the next coming weeks. It could head down to 35. And then, if it is, you see where we are. We're right back where we were back in June, July, which is what I told everybody I knew that would listen to me. Neighbors, friends, I said, don't go chasing after it. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. When you're here, you're buying here, don't go chasing it. Because you just got it at discount, right? We just came from up here, down here. There was your buy-in zone to then sell back up here. Then it came back here, but then it's going to come back down here. And then you could buy here, but that's if we were still in a bull market. We're not. We're in a bear market for crypto. We're not in a halving cycle. It ended. So this falls down, keeps falling through November. Well, keeps falling until February, bounces until November, falls off a cliff in November. Through March, that is our bottom. So November of this year, 2022, through March of 2023, we are looking at the bottom of the bottom. How do I know? It happened already. Here. 2017, last halving cycle was 2016. Before that, boom, we ran up in 2017, December, January we crash. February it bounced right here. Then bounced right back at the same line. Then bounced right back at the same line. Kept going, bounced back to the same line. All the way to the purple, which is November. Dropped off the cliff. November, December, January, March, February, March, right in this pocket of time. Then we do our run up and go up from there at the next halving cycle. The next halving cycle is 2024. We are just at the beginning of the January dip that's going to drop all the way to March. I will buy at February if it seems like we're really at that bounce point, and then I will ride the bounce. But that will also depend on the macro, because I don't want to get gassed and thinking that we can't fall no further. Because if the macroeconomics say that we could actually fall past this 30 zone down to the next purple, which would be 19,000. Good Lord Almighty. Is that real? Hold on, y'all. Let me check something. Because that would be, that is ugly. Yeah. If you look at the monthly, look at the supports, right? We have, maybe this is a support structure. And that would be here at the 34 mark. 34,000 mark. So maybe we stop there. Maybe. If not, we going down to 26. If not, we going down to 20. And that might be the bottom, 1920. Because we started at 16 for the run. So we could come back to retest all the way back down here. So that's why I say don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that we're used to. We have far to fall. If it decides to do this is by November. I'm not saying that this is happening immediately. I'm saying that by November, it could come down here with the problems with the economy. It could come all the way down to here. We're going to let it play out and see how it plays out over time. But I'm warning you now on this video. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get myself together. I got some things I got to knock out before me wifey gets ready to be home, spend time with the lady. So I want y'all to be safe out on these streets. I am going to be back throughout this week. I'll be back probably sometime this weekend to give you any insights on what I saw for the rest of the weekend. For if I see anything that happened after Friday's trading, I'll let you know this weekend. That way we can plan what's going to happen on Monday for Monday's trades, just to keep an eye on the market and see where we're at. Again, I'm focusing on economic things to see how it correlates to the market, and then trying to find places in the market that are investment strategies, right? There might be some real good deals to buy into over the long term that are good inflation hedges. Again, gold, silver, maybe even some palladium, maybe even graphene. There might be some tech deals, but I'm really going to stick to commodities, sellable, tradable products like wood, livestock, gold, like things people need. Like you need metal to build things. You need wood, right? You need silver for the battery as well as the electronic industry. And you just need gold as a potential hedge against dropping ridiculous cash flow based off inflation. So like hopefully gold can at one time whenever it stops being pushed down by these markets. And yes, JP Morgan just got hit with a couple $1 million fine on the fact that they manipulate the market, the commodities market, as well as the precious metals market. So just understand the manipulation is on in all markets at this point. We just need to be able to understand this is not going to be as pretty as we can expect. Buying the dip is like catching a falling knife. Please, please, please don't play with knives. Y'all be safe out on these streets, and I'm out.